John Elliott, 4550 Southeast 8th Street, Ocala 34471. Now, before I joined the U.S. Foreign Service, I spent 5 years in the U.S. Army and Reserves, supporting Operation Desert Storm, mainly to help put an end to Saddam Hussein's cruel wars and his ethnic genocide within Iraq, a genocide of the Kurdish people which claimed more than 100,000 souls. This really got me because I and my family have some equity in understanding genocide. Now, I am 67, the youngest of the siblings of my family. My father, William Elliott Weinberg, fought in World War II. My mother, Annette Dyer Elliott, was a cryptanalyst in Washington, D.C. during World War II and worked with the U.S. Army to break the German codes from 1943 to the end of the war in 1945. My uncle Eugene was shot down and killed along with his entire B-17 crew in 1942 while returning from France during a mission to stop the German Nazis. Nearly all the Jews in my extended family on my father's side, the Weinbergs and the Goldwassers, who remained in Europe in ghettos, soon to be liquidated under Hitler's orders, were forced into concentration camps, and nearly all perished in the genocide of the Holocaust. At prayer meetings, we spoke about the need for a resolution calling for a halt to Israel's reckless and counterproductive bombings of hundreds of thousands of innocents in pursuit of a few hundred terrorists who have endured decades of Israeli terrorism before they finally had had enough and committed their own cruelties on October 7th. In just the last month, the number of women and children killed and maimed has increased by thousands. And Israel continues to slaughter even those bringing food and water to starving and thirsty. This is clearly a genocide. Each of you has a unique responsibility, not only to our city, but to the prevention of humanitarian tragedies, no matter where in the world. You are professing to be Christians, but silence is complicity. During World War II, you may or may not have been taught. Many leaders in our nation turned their backs on the atrocities being committed by the Nazis. Ships filled with Jews seeking refuge were literally turned away at our ports, with most Jews ending up in Nazi concentration camps and starving until death. The grandchildren of these victims are now the victimizers. So will the three of you continue to turn your backs on the atrocities being committed by Israel? We implore you, remaining three, to accept the drafting of a resolution calling for an immediate and permanent ceasefire. 2 council members have already stepped up with courage to support such a drafting. Famine is widespread. We call on you to take urgent action. Please do not again table this appeal. Thank you.
Thank you. Barbara Feitos.